What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast. We're talking about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? We also have Chris Abacon.
What's going on, everybody?
And Daniel Acevedo.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on? So full team here, right? X-Force. So definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. So Monday and Tuesday are our topics. There we go. I can speak. Wednesday, discussion. Thursdays, Ask a CISSP. I have on Dr. Hollis, so definitely check that one out. He's a 30-year Navy vet. He did about half that time enlisted and then the other half as a commissioned officer. So great conversation that we had. And then Friday's everything else. So movies, books, games, all that good stuff. So without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So this article comes from bleepingcomputer.com by Bill Toulis. The title of this one is Hacker Trap. Fake OnlyFans tool backstabs cyber criminals, steals passwords. So I'm sorry. I thought I'd be able to get through it without laughing, but I can't. So yeah, look, no honor amongst thieves, right? Like that's not the way it's going right now, right? Whether it be a matter of, the wolves are running out of sheep to slaughter, so they gotta turn to cannibalism or whatever it may be. But that's pretty much what this is talking about, right? So like they have these tools out there that are used to steal information from people, right? And they kind of hide it in OnlyFans, right? Which is the way to do it, right? Because it seems like it's kind of crazy because I'm seeing more and more in the mainstream media to where they're referencing something from like OnlyFans, whether it be somebody's getting in trouble for it, you know what I mean? Or, some school mom in California is out here with an OnlyFans and now her kids can't go to their private Christian academy, stuff like that. Like it's one of those things where they're making money doing it, right? So this is the right target to go after, right? Like to send somebody something that's not through OnlyFans, but to make it seem like it's coming through OnlyFans and it's legitimate and it's stealing information, but they're turning on each other, right? So like these tools are being handed out to the hackers, right? And the hackers are getting their information stolen, which is like, okay, well, if you think about it, if you have a criminal mindset, right? Like this is probably the target audience you want, because think of all the information that they have, right? They've already been out there stealing all this stuff and they're trying to get better at it. So now you steal from the stealer, right? And once they've gotten stolen from, you're sitting on a bigger treasure trove of information. And it's easier to do, right? You don't have to go out and hit 1,000 people. You just have to hit this one that has 10,000 credentials, right? And that's kind of what this is about. But again, the fact that they went after they're using OnlyFans as the tie-in is kind of funny to me, right? But it's all types of different stuff they're doing with this, right? So like people that are developing malware are setting backdoors in their malware, right? And they're steal from the other hackers. I mean, it's just you gotta know it's gonna happen at this point. And this isn't the first time this has happened. Like we've seen this before, right? We've seen this before where hackers have stolen from hackers and then they end up going to their court system they have, right, for disputes and whatnot whenever they don't get paid for stuff. Like they're trying to be legitimate with their illegitimate ill-gotten gains, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I stole from this guy and then this guy stole from me or didn't pay me, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't go to the police for it, so who are you going to complain to, right? They're going to be like, oh, you did what? Like, okay, step into this room with bars with me, we'll talk about this, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is the route to go, man, because sex sells, right? Like it's one of those things where people are going to fall for this, and who's to think these hackers are any different, right? Like they're trying to go after people and they're using something that they know they can get their money back with, right? So I use quotes because they're not doing actual money, but the product that they're getting, the credentials and things of that nature. It's a good way to do business. But Daniel, what's your thoughts on this, man? Try not to laugh like I did when I first started.
This is a fun one. I mean, yeah, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of a title for this one. It's like the Italian Job, but it's like the OnlyFans job. I don't know. It's super funny. Spy versus spy, hacker versus hacker world. This is kind of what it comes down to in this environment. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. It was a good analysis. They're cannibalizing themselves. Maybe for some reason the targets low-hanging fruit aren't low-hanging anymore, but the low-hanging fruit are now becoming the other hackers maybe that don't have as much experience or that are targeting specific things in OnlyFans, and they become more susceptible to themselves. All I know is that now I can't sell feet pics of myself online because I'm worried that I'm just going to be taken left or right. So I'm just going to put dots on those bad boys and not worry about that. But, the Luma infection, very curious, right? You think you're actually signing up for one thing as a hacker, and then all of a sudden you have some malware, and then all of a sudden that gets put on a paid site. You get all your credentials swiped. You get all your goodies are now out in the open. All the dirty laundry's out there for everybody to see. I don't know. I think the article is really fun read. What's the guy's name? Bill Tool is good on him. I think he kind of broke it down beautifully. And I wish I could add more, but I don't know, Chris. What do you got? I don't have anything else, but the OnlyFans job. That's my contribution to this one.
Well, I think the article really talks about kind of like some of the stuff like malware as a service. I'm kind of thinking about how, being a hacker or performing, script kiddies, doing that, it's getting a lot more accessible to low level hackers, right? When you got low level hackers, you've got a lot of low level thought when it comes to, how to proceed with the honor, right? They don't care. They're just trying to make that money, right? So if there's code that's available, or if there's people to exploit and it's right there, the low hanging fruit is other hackers, other low level hackers. And so that's kind of my first thoughts. They talk about a tool called Luma. Luma is let's see what it says. It operates as the malware as a service, but it also steals two-factor authentication codes, cryptocurrency wallets, passwords, cookies, and it's got like an ability to restore Google sessions, right? So from your federated accounts, from your let's say from your initial login to Google, right? You can access YouTube, right? You can through that federated environment, or rather that single sign-on environment, right? So it does talk about, hey, it can steal those sessions and it can get into your accounts, right? So it's very powerful from that respect. But really, it kind of just highlights how crazy and chaotic cybercrime is. I'm thinking, you got threat actors at all levels betraying each other, right? How do I know it's not advanced persistent threat against advanced persistent threat trying to hack each other? So maybe, and that view itself could be obfuscated by this as well, right? You don't know what you don't know. And really, like, I want to be like, I want to do my typical awareness campaign thing, right? Trying to talk through, but what is it? Hey, hackers, you got to be aware too. You got to be aware of your safety as well. Really, I would just say, really big takeaway for me is, make sure you know where you're signing into, right? Takeaways, I look into how you're getting into your platforms, managing the identity and access management of your own systems. If you're an organization running, your own environment, really look at securing those to the nth degree. Take another look, conduct reviews on a monthly, quarterly, semi-annual basis, right? That's all I got. I mean, Shannon really covered the best part, right? Which was.
So here's a question for you guys. Let me jump in here real quick, Ryan. I know you're coming up next, but so do you think this is going to slow down some of this malware as a service if these guys have to worry about developmental backdoors being added into the malware that's being offered to them? Do you think they're going to be like, all right, maybe I should be a little more careful about this, like knowing that you're a target now as well, right?
I think Chris I said it jokingly, and Chris kind of laid it on heavier, that I think the people that are going to be taken by this are probably hackers that don't have that much experience or don't have their own sophisticated tools set up for what they're downloading and implementing in their own systems, right? I think any good hacker that would have tried to download or went this route to use this, whatever they thought was the one thing, and then it wound up being Luma, would have probably known that was Luma before it got on their machine.
So script kiddies are always a target, right? Like, we know this, right? Like, they don't really know what they're doing. They're like, oh, you're going to do the work for me and I'm just going to benefit from it. But like, I don't know for sure that these hackers were putting in that time like they should have, right? To be like, all right, let me verify this is not something that's going to steal from me. Like, there was so much money being made. I think the dollar signs just came up in their eyes. And they were like, oh, I'm going to make so much money doing this one, right? Just looking at the description. I don't know what it looks like when they're downloading these malwares, right? Like, but they probably just, like we've talked about it, in the billions of dollars that's being made from this type of service, right? Like, maybe they just weren't paying enough attention, and maybe they'll get back to being, as as careful as they should be, right? Maybe this will turn them around, right? Maybe they'll turn into a white hat, right? Maybe they'll start working for this is how they started working for the CIA, right? Is getting hacked one time. They were like, I let my urges get the best of me, and this is what happened.
Isn't that a TV script or something? You got famous hacker gets caught and has to work for the government.
Swordfish.
It's like the reverse.
Swordfish. A movie Swordfish.
Yeah.
John Travolta. Yeah.
I can't believe we have a swordfish reference on the podcast. Like,
I like the movie, not just for Halle Berry, but I like the movie. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah.
Didn't it have the ball bearing scene?
Yeah.
The movie was crazy.
Daniel says no. You didn't like it? It's not real. It's not realistic. Let's be real, right?
It was not good. It was not good.
It was that era. It was like It was like Hackers came out with Angelina Jolie, Swordfish with John Travolta. There was another one. It was like that whole time frame. Those type of movies.
It's 6.5 on IMDb, so that's higher than I thought it would be.
It's not the worst.
Good IMDb, man.
Me too. That's higher than I thought it was going to be.
But yeah, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You want to hear more swordfish references? Off maybe with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. I don't know what's coming up, but hit us up by all the websites go by your name. In Swordfish?
Yeah, right? Wasn't he Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, John Travolta, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Hugh Jackman. I put a whole different face on that person.
Hugh Jackman, man.
That's and crazy. Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, too.
Cheadle was the guy that was coming after him. Yeah, he was the government guy that was coming after him.
Now I got to watch it again. I got to refresh my memory on these movies.
No, you don't. You don't watch it.
No, I don't. But hit up all the websites that go by our name, the other side of the FW, the other side of the firewall. If you would like to do a pre, mid, or end roll ad with us, please hit me up at the other side of the FW at gmail.com, and we can discuss packages and things of that nature. But yeah, this article is pretty funny how they're, the bad guys are after the bad guys. We have these several times a year where this pops up on our radar. We're like, yeah, we got to talk about this, like Hacker Court and things of that nature pop up. But I would say, because I don't have much to add as well, but for those would-be script kiddies and things of that nature that are getting caught up in this malware as a service, I have a very good quote for you. So there's a saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. All right? By George.
Yeah.
Like, just get out the game. If you get caught in this, then yeah, you should probably come on to the good side, right? Because it's not, you're not meant for this, and we need more people on this side anyway. We talk about there's 470,000 vacancies. All right, come on this side where the money is not as plentiful as on the bad guy side, but you won't get stolen from by your peers, right? It's like getting bullied. Like you're getting bullied by the bigger kids on the in the playground. So yeah, come to this side, come to the good side. But I digress. Hit up all the websites, go by our name. Hit us up at all of the social medias, the other side of the firewall, the other side of the FW, or hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy, pretty much everywhere. And then where can they find you, Chris?
You can find me on LinkedIn under Chris Abacon, last name spelled A Beacon.
And what about you, Daniel?
On LinkedIn under my name, Daniel Acevedo.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.